Now, the Capital Region's #1 late news, News Channel 13, live at 11.
Tonight's top story, a woman in danger or a woman on the run. Police are looking for the wife of a local murder victim.
This is News Channel 13, live at 11.
Good evening, I'm Ed Dague.
And I'm Chris Kapostasy. Authorities aren't calling Francis Boyce a suspect, but they do want to talk to her about her husband's murder. Kumi Tucker is live in Ravenna with the latest developments in the case. Kumi?
Well, Chris and Ed, helicopters were up in the air earlier tonight here in Ravenna searching for any sign of Fran Boyce or her car. Right now, police are calling her missing. Her husband has been murdered. Investigators worked at the Boyce's home at 130 Martins Hill Road. That's where police found the body of 51-year-old Richard Boyce Sr. We've learned he died from a gunshot wound to the head sometime earlier this week.
Mr. Boyce was discovered yesterday afternoon after we received the call to check on the welfare of him from a concerned person.
Helicopters were called in to help in the search for 49-year-old Francis Boyce, the victim's wife. She was last seen wearing black jeans, a red T-shirt, and brown-rimmed glasses. And police say she was spotted in her car on Tuesday.
There is a car that is registered to her that we're also looking for. That's missing. Also, it's a red 1994 Lincoln Mark V, bears a plate of Fran 48.
Fran Boyce is described as legally blind and suicidal, and police say she has a few medical problems and they're tracking down her mental background. One neighbor had this to say about the Boyces.
Super couple. They both traveled together. They were together constantly whenever they had free time, and they both worked together in a side job. She was very quiet. But they both were great people.
And again, police are not calling Fran Boyce a suspect right now. They are saying only that they would like to speak to her about what she may know about her husband's death and that they are concerned for her well-being. Chris?
What, if anything, do police know about the Boyces' personal relationship?
Police really wouldn't comment about the relationship, but they did say that the Boyces have 2 adult children, one of whom lives in the area, but they wouldn't go into specifics about what the children may know about Fran Boyce's status.
Thank you, Kumi. Ed?
As police continue to investigate Gary Evans, News Channel 13 today spoke with a close friend of the suspected killer. Even his friends described Gary Evans as an antiques thief, but the woman we spoke to today, who asked us not to show her face, says he is not a violent person.
He said that he was a thief, always a thief, and always will be a thief, and he's not a murderer.
3 partners who were allegedly involved with Evans have disappeared. Most recently, Timothy Reisdorf of Saratoga Springs. A local mom says she is going to keep her 10-year-old son out of the Van Rensselaer Elementary School until she is sure it is safe. And Beebe says her son was the target of death threats made by 2 students at the school this week. The students have been suspended, but after talking to police, Beebe decided her son would be safer at home.
They cannot promise me they can keep him out of the school. They say they can try their best, they can do what they can do, but they can't promise me that. If I don't have a promise that my son's going to be safe there, he won't go back.
Those 2 suspended students may also yet face action in family court.
The valedictorian of Waynesburg High School and 4 fellow seniors will not be attending graduation ceremonies with the rest of their class. The students are accused of breaking into the school, taking books out of other students' lockers, and piling them in the cafeteria. There was no damage, but classes were disrupted. The students call it a prank. Police call it burglary. Meantime, dozens of students are being applauded tonight for making a promise to themselves and their families to say no to drugs. As Elaine Houston reports, saying no means saying yes to a brighter future.
In 1995, Harriet Sacklow, an advertising pro, joined the group Partnership for Drug-Free America and used television, a medium she was very familiar with, to get the message out to kids on the dangers of drugs. But she soon found out just making commercials was not enough.
Watching television and seeing our spots is wonderful, but participating makes it much more real.
I did it. We did it.
So she changed the spots to include kids who were willing to sign their names to this wall promising to say no to drugs. They called it Stonewalling drugs.
I think it's really stupid to do drugs, and I thought it would be a good idea if people knew that I don't do drugs.
Oh, yeah, I don't care what people think about me. If they think I do drugs, it's their own problem, but I don't do drugs, so that's why I signed my name.
Organizers say recent figures showing marijuana use down among young people shows the pledge campaign is working. And they also point to this wall as a sign that kids are getting the message about drugs. They say the first year, only 200 kids signed their names to this wall. Last year, more than 800, and this year, they're hoping for even more. Teens wishing to sign pledge cards can do so this weekend at Crossgates and Wilton malls. Elaine, Houston News Channel 13 in Guilderland.
The woman who wants to be New York's next lieutenant governor admits there is some drug use in her past. Mary Donahue says she smoked marijuana while she was a student at the College of New Rochelle. Governor Pataki has also admitted to marijuana use, saying he ate pot mixed with a can of baked beans while he was in college. Pot and baked beans. For the latest on what local police and fire departments are working on right now, Karen Leeham is in the News Channel 13 Operations Center. Karen.
Thanks, Ed. Guilderland police are bombarded with calls in the last hour for a power outage in the town. Electricity is lost in the area of Gipp Road all the way past Crossgates to the Northway. NYMO blames it on blown breakers at a substation, but there's no estimation of how long it will take to restore power. And that is the latest from the Operations Center. Chris?
Thanks, Karen. The National Guard troops who have been working so hard to clean up tornado damage in Saratoga County got a break tonight. The public was invited to hear the Rainbow Division's band play for the troops. They'll be back to work in the morning. If you'd like to help with the relief effort, the Salvation Army is taking donations at Box 1787 in Albany with the zip code 12201. Our thanks to the Salvation Army, Price Chopper, Bell Atlantic, and WGNA Radio for their help with our Neighbors in Need campaign.
Looks like we're headed for a soggy weekend for a cleanup or almost anything else. Bob Kovachick joins us with the first warning forecast.
All right, hi Ed and Chris. Good evening, everyone. Late evening and a little bit of rain around, although most of the rain seems over, at least until some point tomorrow morning. 60 degrees early with rain, and then probably some heavier rain expected midday through the late afternoon and the evening. Heavy rain, as I said, Saturday afternoon. Kind of a wet day. Sunset coming up at 8:33 p.m. forecast for the weekend coming up for you in just a few minutes. Stay with us. Chris and Ed.
There are reports tonight of new evidence in the JonBenet Ramsey case.
Also, a verdict in the Mississippi school shooting trial has just come down. Both stories are coming up. At 12:06, we'll bring you one of the reasons why an American astronaut was so anxious to get home. And right after that, we'll tell you about a couple of fun things happening in this area this weekend.
Live, local, late breaking with Ed Dague and Chris Kapostasy. This is News Channel 13, live at 11.
Chrysler and Plymouth announces the Owner's Bonus Sale. These unbeatable savings are also extended to all GM and Ford owners. Select customers save $2,000 on Plymouth Neon, save $2,000 on Chrysler Cirrus, and save $1,500 on Chrysler Sebring Coupe and $500 on Sebring Convertible. And when you choose our low APR rates, you still get the extra $500 owner's bonus. The Chrysler and Plymouth Owner's Bonus Sale. For a limited time only at your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
Craftsman. Built to handle whatever Mother Nature dishes out. And even the things she doesn't. Over the years, no mower has been more bumped, scraped, and abused than Craftsman. Why face your lawn with anything else? Hey, Andy!
Lowering prices is how we save you more at Price Chopper. From low to lower to lowest. With your membership card, you automatically get low advantage prices every week. For months and months, you get lower prices on thousands of items. Lower prices good till July 4th. And the best buys of the week with lowest price guaranteed, or we'll match the difference. Low, lower, lowest. Price Chopper. We save you more.
And that means you can buy a pre-owned Neon for $69.95. Need more room? How about a pre-owned Caravan as low as $79.95, and we will double your trade. If it's worth $3, we'll give you $6,000.
Pick up the phone and call 235-70-700.
And Goey.
What a guy. Good job, Michael.
At Team Goey Ford, 98 Explorers, only 18.8, 1,500 guaranteed for your trade. Dial 1-800-766-6977.
Closed captioning of News Channel 13 is sponsored in part by Pepsi. Check out News Channel 13 online with MSNBC and NBCIN.
Welcome back. Jurors have just convicted a Mississippi teenager who was accused of killing two classmates. The jury rejected 17-year-old Luke Woodham's claim that he was insane at the time of the shootings. He was sentenced to life in prison. Last week, Woodham was convicted of killing his mother the same day as the school shootings. He also got a life sentence for that. There are reports of new evidence tonight in the John Benet Ramsey case. Television reports say the evidence comes from clothing that belongs to the parents of the murdered 6-year-old. Ramsey's parents remain under suspicion, although they continue to maintain their innocence.
NATO's turning up the heat on Yugoslavia.
That tops our world check tonight. NATO defense ministers met again today to discuss the crisis in Kosovo. President Slobodan Milosevic is suspected of killing innocent villagers there. NATO has approved air exercises over Yugoslavia as a show of force.
After 141 days on the Russian space station, American astronaut Andrew Thomas is back on Earth tonight. A special meal of lasagna and Oreo cookie ice cream was waiting for him.
If you are looking for some food and fun here in the capital region this weekend, you might want to head for the city of Troy. The Stars and Stripes Festival is underway in Riverfront Park, or will be tomorrow. Doubt it's underway now. A little rain didn't dampen anyone's enjoyment this evening. The highlight of the festival, of course, is the Flag Day Parade on Sunday.
The Brugger's Bagel Run is also set for Sunday morning. It's a fundraiser for the Albany Jewish Community Center. If you haven't pre-registered, you can sign up at the community center on Sunday.
Which means that hundreds of runners are very anxious to hear Bob's forecast for the weekend.
So we won't make them wait too long. We will have it when we come back from this very short commercial break.
I got an excellent value for what I paid for the Cavalier. It's not only great looking, but it was affordable for me as well. They did an amazing job building the Cavalier.
Now through June 30th, get 1.9 financing on Cavalier, or lease it for just $199 a month. See your local Chevrolet dealer today.
I love it so much, I'm never going to give it up.
We're talking Chevrolet. We look at our job like, how can we make somebody smile today?
The costume, when I have it on, it makes it a lot easier to make someone smile.
We just like to be funny and play with the kids.
It's like they have supernatural vision. They can catch us the minute they walk in the door.
Mommy, there's a clown up there.
Shopping to me is fun. So if I can make a fun job of it, then that's what I'd like to do.
We actually don't know how to make the balloon animals, but
Not at all.
We try.
What matters is you come shopping at Walmart, you get what you need, and we give you something extra, a smile to leave the store with.
Congressman Chuck Schumer knows it takes hard work to get results. From leading the fight for more cops and fewer guns on the streets to stopping Newt Gingrich's attacks on Medicare, Social Security, and student loans, Congressman Chuck Schumer gets results for your family. As senator, he'll make education his top priority and fight to raise standards, reduce class size, and make all college tuition tax deductible. Chuck Schumer, Democrat for Senate. He's done more, he'll do more for you.
Thanks, Dad.
Coming up, News Channel 13 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Bob Kovachick.
I'm 91 years old. I take 10 pills a day to function normally. I have 3 prescriptions that cost me $62 a piece. I would be very worried if I didn't have Epic. It's an elderly pharmaceutical insurance coverage. I save a great deal of money every month by just belonging to Epic. Epic is a godsend.
Get a CD player and a sunroof. All for a song.
Now dig this, baby.
Introducing the Pontiac Sunfire Sun and Sound Edition. With this great value and all this stuff, it rules. on fire. Hot set of wheels, money left to burn.
See one today at your Performance Pontiac dealer.
Weather on News Channel 13 is sponsored in part by Raymore and Flanagan.
Looks like we were going to have a good weekend for a long time this week. Apparently it was a close shave, the only one in the Weather Center tonight, but now it's not going to be, so nice.
Were you growing a beard?
That was the shot?
That was
Close
it.
shave.
I'm just setting up Chris.
I shaved early this morning at 7 o'clock. It's virtually 24 hours, you know?
He's not so good with clocks either.
Well, no. Too late. Let's
see.
All right,
7
Dague.
to midnight, 24
18 hours. 18. 20, 63, 22, 63 on a cloudy night. No rain on the hour with a south breeze at 6. 93% humidity. The dew point up to 61, so the air becoming a little bit more tropical, a little bit more muggy as we speak. 66 the day's high, about a half an inch of rain in the bucket at the Albany International Airport. Normal high 78, record high for the state of 94, and a record low of 38 degrees. A little after midnight, low to mid-60s in the Hudson Valley and across New England. Cool, damp, some areas of fog and drizzle. Most of the rain over, but there's a pretty active warm front that's been just about stalled in the western part of the state. It was in the low 80s today at Buffalo, the mid-80s at Pittsburgh, but that warm air is not going to make it this far east. We're going to stay cool and damp for the weekend. West of that warm front, where it's really pretty humid, there's been some big thunderstorms firing up over the past 6 to 12-hour period, especially during the course of the late afternoon and evening into areas of western New York State and western Pennsylvania. We'll show you that in a moment here on the radar. Now, here's the radar from early this morning. We had the rain move on through the region during the day today. That rain now passing out of the area, and we're going to let's see if we can advance this radar a little bit better than that right now. I need a new battery in my clicker. There we go. All right, the rain is pretty much out of the picture now, but look at these big, it's okay, guys. Look at the big thunderstorms that have been firing up through parts of West Virginia and Pennsylvania. That's where the real unstable air is, moving southeastward through Pennsylvania. We don't have to be concerned with those big thunderstorms headed in our direction. Again, they will stay in the warm tropical air through Pennsylvania and mid-Atlantic states. Notice the rain is pretty much out of here for right now. However, I expect more rain to move back into the picture during the day tomorrow and probably Sunday as well. Radar pretty much free and clear. Ignore this activity here in the Adirondacks. It's kind of ground return, but the rain we had today is pretty much moved out of the picture. So I think most of the rain will come back into the area tomorrow, especially midday and afternoon, maybe some heavy rain late in the day tomorrow and tomorrow night. Very warm across much of the country, cool in the Great Lakes in the Northeast, and unfortunately, this pattern just plain isn't going to change a whole lot for the next 3 days. So this storm is a slow mover. It'll kind of sit over the Northeast and give us intermittent rain, lots of clouds, temperatures below normal. It's kind of a dull weather pattern for the next 3 days. Lots of warm, dry weather across mid-country. Eventually, that'll happen here, but probably not much before along about late Monday or Tuesday. You can see the active weather tonight. Again, the watches, tornado watches, thunderstorm watches with the flashing boxes there, and that very active squall line in Pennsylvania. But the good news is that bad weather is headed to the southeast. At least we won't have any bad storms to worry about. Just plain good old-fashioned rain. Back with the forecast in a moment.
Only Raymore and Flanagan gives you Mattress Plus, the largest selection of Sealy & Stearns and Foster bedding. Thousands of mattresses stocked for immediate delivery, plus free setup, plus free delivery, plus free removal and donation of old bedding to the needy with an IRS tax-deductible receipt. Factory-trained specialists guarantee you'll choose the most comfortable mattress. Raymore and Flanagan just made a huge Sealy purchase. Through Monday, Sealy Posturepedic queen-size sets from only $347. The truckload discount sale, only at Raymore and Flanagan.
All right, boating forecast for tomorrow. Showers, scattered storms, a southeast wind. Not a great day, obviously, on the Hudson, the Mohawk, and Lake George. Poor visibility in the rain. Air temperature tomorrow, high 60s. Water temperature up at Bolton Landing on Lake George now at 66 degrees. All right, let's go to the forecast. Scattered showers overnight, but most of the rain at least temporarily over. Patches of fog, 58 to 63. Rain likely tomorrow. It may be dry early, then some heavier rain as the day progresses. Even a scattered storm, 63 to 68. It's about the same tomorrow night, 58 to 63. And for Sunday, more of the same with little or no sun, showers and storms. Everybody, don't moan over here now. And then by Tuesday, we get some sun coming back. Temperatures head to 80. It will get nice soon, at least meteorologically anyway.
Thank you, Robert.
We'll talk to you a little bit later on.
Okay, and now to Rodger with sports.
I don't think you can leave until the Bulls wrap.
Oh, no.
Is that a rule?
Yeah.
Okay.
That means we got to extend this to probably the Sunday, definitely Sunday, maybe next week.
Does that mean more parties?
More parties.
More parties.
Absolutely. Chris is up for that. Birds and Bobcats ready to rumble at the Pepsi Arena. We'll preview that. Also, Have the latest on the NASCAR stop this weekend in Michigan, and it's not over yet. We will recap Game 5 from Chicago next on Big Board Sports.
How can the dramatically restyled 1998 Lincoln Town Car already be considered timeless? Well, just look at it. And during customer appreciation time, current Ford, Lincoln Mercury, and GM original owners can lease the V8-powered Town Car for just $4.99 a month for 24 months from your upstate Lincoln dealers. Still spacious, still the pinnacle of luxury, all for just $4.99 a month. Town Car from Lincoln, still exactly what a luxury car should be.
I come to Ponderosa twice a week. Everything's good. I love that new dish they got out there. It's real good, real good. I like baked lasagna. That's very good. I would rate it a 10. You know, if anybody goes out here hungry, it's their own fault.
The Hardy Homestyle Lunch Buffet. Bigger, better, and all you can eat. Just $4.99.
Take another taste of Ponderosa.
Coming up, Big Board Sports with Rodger Wyland.
Bob, you're restocking housewares. Surely you're on register 8, you in the yellow. You know what to do.
We're rolling back prices all over the store to save you even more. Always low prices, always Walmart.
How would you like to drive a 98 Taurus just like mine for only $239 a month? That's the offer from your upstate Ford dealer when you lease a 98 Taurus. $239 a month, 36 months, or 36,000 miles. And no security deposit. Just think, 3 years, low monthly payments of $239. You know where.
Upstate Ford dealers, we're driven to be the best.
Sports on News Channel 13 is sponsored in part by Raymore and Flanagan.
The Take 5 numbers were drawn earlier this evening in Schenectady.
And here they are, 2, 6, 14, 30, and 34. Now, let's go to Rodger Wyland with Big Board Sports.
All right, thank you very much, Ed. They're going back to Utah. The Bulls trying to win their 6th NBA title. Been put on hold for the time being. They'll play again Sunday. And, of course, the last thing Jordan wanted was a return trip to Salt Lake. That's what's happening. And 2 key guys, really, tonight. Antoine Carr, unexpectedly hitting some big buckets, and then Karl Malone finally delivered in the 4th quarter. Big shot, 39 for the night for the mailman. It was still a wild finish. Tony Kukoc knocks down a 3. That made it a 1-point game, and then Jordan had the ball in his hands at the buzzer. Doesn't go. Utah wins 83-81. Game 6, Sunday night at 7:30.
We needed this game right here, and one game at a time. And like I said, if we continue to play as a team, we got a good chance. We're going back home now. Shouldn't get in the comfort zone because those guys are going to give us everything they got on Sunday. But the most important thing, we won the game we needed to win as a team, not as Karl Malone, but as a team.
All right, baseball, Yanks Indians were rained out tonight in New York. And hey, a memo to Yankee fans, lighten up. I've been listening all day to complaints about how manager Joe Torre mishandled the pitching staff in Thursday night's loss in Montreal. The Yankees are 46-14, folks. In Boston tonight, the Red Sox won their 3rd straight. It's a big reason why. Reggie Jefferson, 2-run shot in a 5-1 win over Tampa. Tim Wakefield improved to 7-3. Here's some more scores. Baltimore, a winner in Toronto. Kansas City beat Detroit. Minnesota over Chicago. Anaheim won in Texas. The Mets were back in Florida tonight against the Marlins, and this is a nasty pitch by rookie pitcher Ryan Dempster. That's just above the left eye of Bernard Gilkey. X-rays were negative. He's going to be all right. Masato Yoshi started and went 5 1/3, was not around in the 8th when Todd Zeile delivered what turned out to be the tying run. Here's how they won the game. 3-3, bottom 9. Carlos Baerga should have, but didn't handle the grounder off of Don Dunwoody, and Craig Counsell scored. The Marlins over the Mets 4-3. Some more scores. McGuire, number 31. That game is now in the 8th inning. Milwaukee beat Pittsburgh. Cincinnati over Houston. Philly beat Chicago. Schilling had 13 Ks. Montreal wins in Atlanta. In case you hadn't noticed, the Albany Firebirds own the best record in the Arena Football League and are back home Saturday night against the Florida Bobcats. It's the return of former Firebirds head coach Rick Buffington. The 2-4 Bobcats, not to be taken lightly, especially after winning in Arizona just a couple of weeks ago.
Well, one thing Albany's going to do, they're going to try to get the turnovers. They're going to try to come out and strip the ball from us. And, that's their, forte is, they getting those turnovers. And that's going to be their game plan. And, because they know they can put some points on the board. But we know we can put some more than this. But it's going to come down to turnovers. I'll tell you, that's exactly how the game's going to end.
All right, Coach, 7:30 kickoff tomorrow night at the Pepsi Arena. Here's the update from the World Cup soccer. They played to a draw, Paraguay and Bulgaria. Denmark over Saudi Arabia, and France blanked South Africa 3-0. Finally, Ward Burton has the pole position for this weekend's Miller Lite 400 in Brooklyn, Michigan. Dale Jarrett, Rusty Wallace, Jeff Gordon round out the top 4. Burton has never fared better than 15th in qualifying on the track. Burton's best finish this season, 8th place at Talladega. And we go back and end our show with our Klein's All Sports Prediction of the Week, and we're going to take the Firebirds to win this weekend and keep rolling. They're 5-1. If they win, they obviously get to 6-1 and get the best record in the league. We'll recap the highlights with Mark Mulholland tomorrow and have a lot more on Birds Blitz Sunday night on Big Board Sports. And that's it, Chris. Good luck.
Thanks, Raj.
We don't really have a plan here. We're either probably going to go after the commercial break, come out of here laughing or crying. It's hard to say which. It is time to say best wishes to our friend Chris, and we'll do it right after the break.
Rodger Wyland's Pick of the Week is sponsored by Klein's All Sports, featuring Wigwam.
Hanging around all day testing mattresses isn't easy. So at night, this guy looks forward to only one thing: Simmons Back Care, the sleep system with 5 zones that support the 5 zones of your body the way experts recommend, so you can get a natural and healthy night's sleep from head to toe.
Pay 10 to 30% less at Taft, the area's #1 Simmons dealer, and take 2 full years to pay at 0% interest at Taft.
You know what makes Coors Light special? It's perfect. Almost anywhere. Anywhere there's a fan craving a taste of the Rockies, that's where a cold Coors Light belongs. If somewhere an athlete is playing sports and someone else, a fan, is watching him play sports, well, then that's where I'll be, because that's where a frost-brewed Coors Light belongs. Now, who wants one? Cold Coors Light. You, sir, in the blazer. You, sir, with that putter. Put that stick down. Pick this beer up.
Right now, Dodge Ram is running up some very impressive numbers. Numbers like 4x4 and low $294 a month lease. Or how about 4x4, low 2.9% financing. Either way, you get a Dodge Ram 4x4 with Magnum power, air, cassette stereo, and more. But these impressive numbers won't be around forever, which means neither will this impressive number. Now select customers get $500 cash back. Dodge Caravan has always come with extra bonuses, and now Caravan comes with a few more, like low 1.9 financing, or choose $750 cash back. Plus, select customers get a Dodge owner's bonus for an additional $1,000 cash back, which means you could own America's best-selling minivan for as little as $16,735. Now that's a bonus you can bank on, but only for a limited time. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
It is 12:24. Time to check up on tonight's top stories.
Police are searching tonight for the missing wife of an Albany County murder victim. 49-year-old Francis Boyce is believed to be driving a red Lincoln Mark V. Her husband's body was discovered last night at their home in Ravenna. Richard Boyce died of a gunshot wound to the head.
The valedictorian of Waynesburg High School and 4 fellow seniors will not be attending graduation ceremonies with the rest of their class. The students are accused of breaking into the school, taking books out of other students' lockers, and piling them in the cafeteria.
And dozens of local students have already signed a public pledge to stay away from illegal drugs. They're promising to stonewall drugs. Teens who want to sign the pledge can do so this weekend at either Crossgates or Wilton Mall. Now let's check in again with Karen Leeham in the News Channel 13 Operations Center. Karen?
Thanks, Chris. Schenectady police arrested an alleged would-be robber who didn't quite get the job done. 37-year-old Eduardo Patterson of Scotia is charged with attempting to commit criminal robbery. Police say he entered Coastal Oil on Broadway and acted like he had a gun. Authorities say the attendant on duty threw him out of the store. Patterson is in jail tonight, and that is the latest from the Operations Center. Ed?
Thanks, Karen. As you have probably heard by now, we are losing a member of our family here at News Channel 13. Chris is moving on to take a job with NBC News. We wish her well, and we are going to miss her. So now we're counting on the folks at NBC to take care of our friend, and we think they will.
Hi, Chris. Looking forward to working with you at NBC News.
Stone will work with her, I have no question, but not immediately. Chris's first assignment will be to anchor the news on the Weekend Today show on June 27th. That's 2 weeks from today. It's now Saturday. Does that make you nervous?
A little.
On the 28th, she will anchor that as well. Beginning June 29th, you will see her on MSNBC's Morning Line. That's at 9 o'clock each morning. On August the 15th and 16th, she will be co-hosting the Weekend Today show with Jack Ford. It is an incredible accomplishment, and we are going to miss you enormously, as you know. But I may not cry because our friendship will continue. This ends in a brilliant way with you going on the network, and so a lot of tears are overwhelmed with happiness for you because you deserve it. You have earned it. The night you announced this, you said it was your privilege to sit next to me. It was my privilege to sit next to you as well. I've never met anyone like you, and this has been wonderful, and we will continue to be friends.
Better than wonderful, and I can't thank you enough. People can't see it. The studio is filled with friends, with people from here at the station, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, managers, kids from Big Brothers, their families. I'm not losing a family, though. I have another family that I'm going to take with me in my heart and in my head, and in that way we'll always be together. And I'm not going very far, so I'll be back.
And we get to see you all the time.
Well,
we'll send you tapes if we ever have another good show.
Wave to us in Albany.
Not only will you have many brilliant shows, but if I have any more good shows, it's going to be because of what I learned here, the support I got from all of you, the friendship that you have given me, and thank you. And thank you to all of the viewers who have written and called and Overwhelm me with your kindness. Thank you, and Kevin, TJ.
These are Monday's
Thanks, guys.
Child. Big brothers, big sisters.
Thank
kids.
you. If there is a better place on earth in the capital region, a warmer, more loving place, I can't imagine where it is.
Well, if
Thank
there is,
you.
you deserve to be there. You really do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you, Pistol.
We do.
Thank you.
Good luck.
So ends 11 years. I'm taking next week off, and I'll be back the week after. Before that, I think Chris will be on MSNBC or NBC. Best of luck.
Thank you. You're the
See
best
you.
out there, and have a great night.
Good night.